Okay, let's go through some of the code here. So first of all, we have to install a package called car, which is used for linear regressions and special functions, and a package called lattice, which is a popular package for graphics. And then we load in our, we read in our CSV file, and we print out the structure of it, which gives us this result. It's 81 observations. We've got factors, integers, factors, and factors. And now he uses this code to change day of the week, the day of the week variable, here. He gives it a new name, ordered day of the week, and he uses the if-else statement repeatedly or in a nested way. So he's recoding Monday to 1, and Tuesday to 2, and Wednesday to 3, and so on. Now, I wasn't sure why he did this, and I thought it might have something to do with the wanting to do that for regression, but I don't think that's correct. And actually, I'm not. He says that he's doing it for plots and data summaries, but I tried it without doing that. It didn't seem to make much difference. Or I should say that I tried it without this, with having a level, which is basically what you're doing when you recode it. That's the important part there, I guess. And but it didn't seem to make any difference in terms of the picture. I don't really know why he's doing it. Now, nonetheless, it's good to understand what's going on here. So we should spend a little time looking at this nested if-else statement. Remember that if-else is a vectorized form of the if-else keyword. And so let's look at it a little bit. So first of all, he uses with, so he says with data equals Dodgers, so that he doesn't have to keep referring to day of the week as Dodgers $ day of the week. Okay, so he does that. Now, if you look at this if-else statement, first of all, we can see that, remember that if-else, you have, let's see, this part, and then you have a comma, and then this, and then another comma, and then something else is supposed to go after the comma. So if this is true, this is what's done, and if this is not true, then the thing after the second comma is done. But the thing after the second comma is another if-else. So if this is not true, if it's not Monday, then a whole nother if-else statement will run. So that's why it's called a nested if-else structure. And actually you can see that the second if-else looks the same way. In other words, if this is true, then it's coded as this, then we do this. Otherwise though, we do another if-else. And then you can see that that's repeated. So if it's Monday, it gets coded as 1. If it's Tuesday, it gets coded as 2, and 3, and so on. So that our ordered day of the week variable is going to be a bunch of numbers between 1 and 7. Okay? And then he's going to change that. He's going to take that ordered day of the week variable and make it into a factor, and define the levels to be 1 through 7. So as I said, I'm not really sure why he's doing this, but he's doing that. Remember that the levels will explain which is lower than which, right? So, I mean, we would normally think that 1 is lower than 2 and 2 is lower than 3, but this, he makes it into a factor, and so he specifies that 1 is lower than 2 is lower than 3 is lower by doing this. And then he also gives it labels. So he kind of gives it labels back so that it's at least we know what 1 is. 1 is Monday, 2 is Tuesday, 3 is Wednesday, and so on. Now let's spend a little more time working with this statement. But I'll stop here and then we'll continue. I want to look at, for example, what does this look like when we just run that part, and so on.